Welcome back to the Deep Dive. It is wonderful to have you with us today.
It's great to be here.
We are doing something a little different, something that I am honestly very excited about.
Me too.
Usually, we're digging into these heavy research papers or some complex piece of history, but today we're going back to basics.
We are.
But in a way that I think is going to be incredibly revealing.
I am really looking forward to this one. It's funny, we often think of deep dives as needing to be about, quantum physics or global economics.
Exactly. Something big and complicated.
But sometimes the deepest waters are the things we do every single day without even thinking about them.
That's it. That is the perfect way to put it. And today, our focus is the daily routine.
The daily routine.
It sounds so simple, right? You wake up, you go to work, you come home. End of story.
Not quite.
But for anyone learning English or, even for native speakers who want to be more precise, this topic is a minefield.
Oh, a total minefield of phrasal verbs, strange prepositions, and cultural habits, too.
It really is. It's maybe the number one topic of conversation. Think about it. When you meet someone new, what do you ask them?
What do you do?
Exactly. Or, if you catch up with an old friend, so what have you been up to?
You're asking about their routine. You're asking them to describe their life. And if you can't describe your day, well, you can't really describe your life.
That is a pretty high-stakes intro for a show about brushing your teeth.
Well, it's true.
But you're right. So here's the plan for today. We have a persona, a sort of guide for this deep dive. We're calling him Ting Jun.
Right. Ting Jun, he's our guide for the day. He's our avatar.
And we are going to simulate a perfect, or, maybe a not-so-perfect day in the life of Ting Jun. We're going to shadow him from the second his eyes open until he finally falls asleep.
And we should probably mention the goal here is to keep the language really accessible.
Absolutely.
We want this to be crystal clear for any English learners listening, but also filled with those little native speaker secrets that you just don't find in textbooks.
Yes, the stuff that makes you sound natural.
Exactly. No jargon, just the real English people actually use every day.
Okay, let's do it. Let's set the scene. It is morning. Early morning. The sun is just starting to peek through the curtains. Or maybe it's raining. But inside Ting Jun's room, it is quiet.
Until
the inevitable sound.
Beep, boop, boop, boop. The alarm goes off.
And this brings us to the very first, and I think perhaps the most confusing distinction in the entire morning routine.
Which is?
Waking up versus getting up.
Oh, this is a daily struggle for me. I feel this on a personal level.
You and pretty much everyone else. But linguistically, they're two totally different actions.
Okay, so break it down for us. What exactly is waking up?
Wake up is the neurological event.
Yeah.
It's purely mental. It is that moment your brain switches from sleep mode to awake mode.
Oh, okay.
Your eyes open, you become conscious.
Yeah.
You remember who you are and hopefully where you are. That is waking up.
Okay, so I'm lying in bed. My eyes are open. I'm thinking about how much I need coffee. At that point, I have woken up. Correct. You have woken up. But, and this is the important part, have you gotten up?
Definitely not. No way. I'm warm. The blanket is heavy. I am staying right there for as long as possible.
Exactly. And that is the difference. Get up is a phrasal verb, and it refers to the physical action of leaving the bed.
Feet on the floor.
Your feet touch the floor, you stand up, you physically exit the cozy sanctuary of the bed. That's getting up.
So, to put it in a sentence for Ting Jun, you could say, Ting Jun wakes up at 7 a.m., but maybe he doesn't get up until 7:30 a.m.
Precisely. And that gap, that 30-minute gap, is where a lot of life happens.
Or doesn't happen.
Or doesn't happen, yes.
That's the danger zone.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get up immediately, what's the first thing you do? You reach for the phone and you hit that little button.
Ah, the snooze button.
The snooze button.
Snooze is such a funny word, isn't it? It just sounds lazy.
Yeah.
It implies a light, short, sort of guilty sleep.
It does.
When you hit snooze or press snooze, you are telling your alarm, give me just a few more minutes.
It's always 9 minutes, isn't it? I feel like it's an industry standard. It's always 9 minutes.
It is usually 9 minutes on iPhones, yes. Some sort of weird legacy programming thing. But here is the real risk for Tingjun. If he hits snooze too many times, he risks oversleeping.
Now, oversleep sounds like it could be a good thing. Like, oh, great, I got extra sleep. But it's not, is it?
No, it's almost always negative in the context of a daily routine. Oversleep doesn't mean you slept well or you slept for a long time. It means you slept too late.
You slept past your deadline.
You slept past your intended time. If Tingjun sets his alarm for 7.0 but then actually wakes up for real this time at 8:0, he overslept. He is in trouble.
He is late. Panic mode has officially been activated.
Right. So let's imagine Tingjun is disciplined today. He wakes up, he resists the urge, he doesn't hit snooze, and he gets up. He is officially out of bed.
Okay, so he's standing. He's probably a bit groggy.
Groggy. That is a great word for that heavy, slow, not fully awake feeling in the morning.
He stumbles to the bathroom. Now, we need to talk about hygiene vocabulary. Because this is an area where I hear a lot of learners say things like, I'm going to clean my teeth. Is that wrong?
It's not wrong in the sense that, I understand what you mean. We can communicate. But a native speaker would almost never say, clean my teeth.
So what's the verb?
The specific verb is brush. I brush my teeth.
It's because of the action, right? The bristles of the toothbrush are brushing.
Exactly. It's a more precise verb. And similarly, for the face, we usually say, wash. I wash my face.
Not clean my face.
Oh, we don't really clean our face or scrub our face in just casual conversation. I mean, unless you're doing a deep exfoliation or something.
Right. So day to day, it's just wash my face.
Just wash my face. Keep it simple.
Simple enough. Now, the shower, this is a big one because other languages use very different verbs here.
It's true.
In Spanish, I think you give yourself a shower. In French, you take a shower. What do we do in English?
In English, we almost exclusively use take or have. In American English, take a shower is definitely the dominant one. I need to take a shower.
And in British English?
In British English, have a shower is very common. I'm just going to have a quick shower. Both are perfectly correct.
But the ones to avoid are do a shower or make a shower.
Never, please, never say do or make a shower. That would sound very strange.
What would that even mean? I am going to make a shower.
And it's just like you're going to build the plumbing, like you're a construction worker.
Right. So Tingjun takes a shower. He's clean. Now he needs clothes.
And this is another one of those areas where learners get tripped up. The difference between getting dressed and putting on.
They seem so similar.
They are, but they function differently. I feel like get dressed is the big picture. It's a whole process.
I agree.
Get dressed is the general action of going from, say, pajamas or nothing at all to being fully clothed for the day. You don't mention the specific items. You just say, I got up and got dressed.
It's a summary of the action.
It's a summary. But if I want to talk about Tingjun's shirt specifically, or if I want to describe what he's choosing to wear,
then you need a different verb.
Then you need the phrasal verb put on. You put on a shirt. You put on socks. You put on pants.
So can I say I get dressed my shirt?
No, that's a hard no. That's a classic mistake. You cannot get dressed an object.
Why not?
Get dressed is what we call an intransitive verb. It doesn't take an object. You just get dressed, period. Or you put on something. The something is the object.
That is a really crucial distinction. Put on is for the things. Get dressed is for yourself.
Exactly. And there's a third one, actually, that fits in here.
Oh, right. Wear.
Wear.
As in, I am wearing a blue shirt.
So what's the difference between put on and wear?
Ah, that's action versus state.
Right.
Put on is the action of putting the clothes on your body. It takes maybe 30 seconds.
It's the process. It's the process. So at 7:45 a.m., Ting Jun puts on his shirt. But for the rest of the day, for the next 8-10 hours, he's wearing the shirt. Wear describes the state of having the clothes on.
I see. So you wouldn't say, I wear my shirt at 7.45.
Not really. It sounds a bit odd. You would say, I put it on at 7.45.
This is why English is so hard.
It's all these little nuances.
Okay, Tingyun is dressed. He looks sharp. He's ready to face the world. But first, he needs fuel.
Breakfast. The most important meal of the day, allegedly.
So we talked about taking a shower.
Yeah.
Do we take breakfast?
No, we don't. We eat breakfast, or we have breakfast.
Oh, they're okay.
Both are perfect. I eat breakfast at 8:00, or I have breakfast at 8. They're completely interchangeable.
Have feels a little more natural to me for some reason. Like if I were asking you a question, I'd say, did you have breakfast yet?
I agree. And have is extremely common for all meals. We have breakfast, we have lunch, we have dinner, we have a snack.
But there is a trap here that I hear all the time with my students.
Oh, I think I know which one you mean.
What about liquids? Let's say it's coffee or a smoothie or a yogurt drink.
The trap is saying, I drank my breakfast.
Exactly. Even if it's a liquid.
Right. If you are talking about the meal as an event, the thing called breakfast, you don't drink it, you have it.
So how would you say it correctly?
You can say, I had a smoothie for breakfast. That works perfectly. Or I had coffee for breakfast, but you just don't drink breakfast.
Unless you blended a full English breakfast into a smoothie, maybe.
Please don't do that. And even then, you'd still say you had a disgusting smoothie.
Good point.
Yeah.
Let's talk about coffee, though. Because for so many people, the routine doesn't actually start until the caffeine hits their system.
That is very true. And there are two main ways this happens in the routine.
Okay.
If Ting Jun is thrifty and likes his home comforts, he might make coffee or brew coffee at home.
Brew. B-R-E-W.
Ah,
I like that. That's a very specific and good verb.
it is. It refers to the process of hot water passing through the coffee grounds. You can hear it and smell it. The coffee is brewing. It sounds and smells delicious.
But let's say Ting Jun overslept. Remember, he hit snooze a few too many times. He's in a rush. He's panicking.
Then he doesn't have time to brew. He will likely grab a coffee on his way to work.
Grab. I love that verb in this context. It sounds so quick and maybe a little aggressive.
It implies speed and convenience. You aren't sitting down in a cafe to enjoy it. You're walking in, paying, taking it, and leaving immediately.
I'm running late. I need to grab a coffee on the way.
Exactly. And that phrase, on the way, brings us perfectly to the next phase of the routine, leaving the house.
The departure.
The great escape.
Obviously, the standard phrase is leave the house. He leaves the house at 8:15. But are there cooler, more natural ways to say it?
Absolutely. If you want to sound more casual, more like a native speaker, you can use the phrasal verb head out.
Head out.
As in, okay, I'm going to head out now. See you later.
It's like you're pointing your head in the direction you're going and then following it.
That's exactly the feeling it conveys. I'm heading out to work. Another one is, I'm off to work.
I'm off to work. That sounds very British to me, very polite and efficient.
It is used everywhere, but yes, it has a nice brisk feel to it. It means, I am departing for work now.
So Ting Jun heads out.
Right.
He closes the door behind him. He is now officially in the commute. C-O-M-U-T-E.
The commute. And this word is both a noun and a verb, right?
It is.
You can say, my commute is terrible. That's the noun, the journey itself. Or, I commute to the city every day. That's the verb, the action of traveling.
So now you have to help us with prepositions of transport.
Ah, the big one.
Because this is a nightmare for learners. When are we in a vehicle and when are we on a vehicle? It feels so random.
It feels random, but this is one of my favorite native speaker secrets because there is actually a logic to it, a physical logic that nobody ever seems to teach.
Okay, I'm ready. Lay it on us.
The general rule is this. If you can stand up and walk around inside the vehicle, you are on it.
Wait, really? That's the rule. Let me test this. A bus. I can stand up and walk down the aisle on a bus.
So you get on the bus.
A train. I can walk to the dining car or the bathroom.
You are on the train.
An airplane.
You get on the plane.
A ship or a ferry.
You walk on the ship.
Okay. That holds up. Now, what about a car? I definitely cannot stand up in my car.
Exactly. So you are in the car. You are in a taxi. You are in a truck.
So the rule is, if you have to kind of crouch down and slide into a seat, you're in.
And if you walk up steps and onto a platform or a deck, you're on.
That is actually incredibly helpful. That's a game changer. I never thought about the standing up part.
It works 99% of the time. The only real exception is something like on a bike or on a motorcycle.
Right, because you are literally sitting on top of it. You aren't inside it at all.
You're physically on it. The same goes for being on a horse.
Got it. And what about the original form of transport, walking?
For walking, we say on foot.
On foot, not by foot.
No, that's a very common error. It's on foot. I think the logic is that you are physically standing on your feet as you move.
So let's say Ting-Jun takes the bus. He is on the bus. He's probably checking his phone, listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
Maybe this one.
Hopefully.
And how do we describe the length of that trip, how long the journey is?
We use the structure it takes. For example, it takes 40 minutes to get to work.
So we don't say, I spend 40 minutes to go to work.
You could, but it sounds very translated, a bit unnatural. The most common and natural way is to make the duration the subject of the sentence. It takes time.
It takes 20 minutes to get to the station. It takes an hour to drive downtown.
Perfect.
Okay, 40 minutes pass. The bus stops at its destination. Ting-Jun gets off the bus, not out of the bus.
Correct. He gets off the bus.
Yeah.
Because he was on it. The logic continues.
If he was in a car.
He would get out of the car because he was in it. In, out, on, off.
Logic. I love it when English has logic.
It happens sometimes.
He gets off the bus. He walks into his building. He has arrived.
Or he has gotten to work.
Now we are in the workplace. This is where we spend, 8 hours of our lives. So we need the vocabulary to survive.
We definitely do.
First question. What is the difference between being at work and being in the office? They feel the same.
That is a great question. They are very close, but there's a key difference. At work refers to your status. It means you are in a state of working. You are not on vacation. You are not sick. Your job is active for the day.
So I could be working from home and still be at work.
Precisely. You could be at work while sitting in a coffee shop if you're working remotely.
Okay, so what is in the office?
In the office is purely about location. It means you are physically inside the company building.
So I could call you and ask, are you at work today?
And I could say, yes, I'm at work, but I'm not in the office. I'm out visiting a client.
Got it. Status versus location. That's super clear.
Mm-hmm.
So Ting-Jun is at work and he is in the office. He sits at his desk. But the very first thing he does,
He probably sighs. A big, long sigh.
he sighs deeply. And then
He checks his emails. Notice the verb, check. We don't usually say, I am going to read my emails as the primary task.
why not?
Because you're not reading them for pleasure. You're scanning them, looking for problems. We check them to see if there are any fires to put out.
And then after the emails, the meetings start.
Ah, the dreaded meetings. For meetings, we have them. I have a meeting at 10:00.
Can we make a meeting?
Not really. You can schedule a meeting or set up a meeting or organize a meeting. That's the preparation part. But once it's on the calendar, you have it.
And what if the meeting is really boring? What if Ting-Jun isn't paying attention at all?
Then he might be zoning out.
Zoning out. That's a great phrasal verb. I like that one.
It's very descriptive, isn't it? It means your body is physically in the room, but your mind is somewhere else entirely. On a beach in Hawaii, maybe.
You're just staring at the wall. You have zoned out.
Your mind is in another zone.
But Ting Jun is a good employee. He doesn't zone out. He focuses on his tasks.
Yes. And note the preposition there. Focus on. Very important. You don't focus in your tasks or at your tasks. You focus on something.
Time flies when you're focusing. Suddenly it's 12:12 p.m. lunchtime.
The midday break, a welcome escape.
We have two main cultures here, I think. You have the packers and you have the buyers.
That's a good way to put it. If Ting Jen was organized and cooked extra food last night, he might bring a packed lunch.
A packed lunch. Lunch in a box or a bag that you brought from home.
Exactly. You sometimes hear the phrase brown bagging it, especially in the US from the old paper bags, but packed lunch is the standard universal term.
And if he didn't cook? If he's feeling lazy?
Then he goes out for lunch. He leaves the building with his colleagues. Hey, you want to go out for lunch today?
What happens if he eats too much? Big burger and fries.
Then he gets the food coma.
The dreaded food coma.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a real medical term?
Definitely not. It is pure slang for that sleepy, tired, heavy feeling you get after eating a big meal, like a huge bowl of pasta. All you want to do is nap under your desk.
But he can't nap. He has to power through the afternoon. The afternoon drags on. Finally, it's 5:00 p.m. or 6:00 p.m. How do we say the workday is officially over?
This is an interesting one because it can be regional. If he's in the US, he will most likely say, I get off work at 5:00.
Get off work?
Yes. What time do you get off is a very common, casual question.
And in other places, like the UK.
Finish work is the most neutral and universally understood phrase. I finish work at 5:00.
I also sometimes hear the phrase clock out. When would you use that?
Clock out is very specific. It comes from the old factories where you had to literally punch a paper card into a time clock machine to record your hours.
Right.
We still use it today, but it's mostly for hourly jobs. If you work at a retail store or a factory or a restaurant, you clock in when you start and clock out when you finish. If you work in an office with a salary, you usually just leave or get off work.
Okay, so Ting Jun gets off work. He is free. He heads back to the bus stop. He gets on the bus again.
Remember? Standing room.
And he travels back home.
Now he arrives at his sanctuary, his safe space. He gets home.
Step. I want to highlight this. You said gets home, not gets to home.
This is a huge, huge red flag for learners. I hear get to home or go to home all the time. It is incorrect.
But why? It feels like it should be correct. We say, get to work, get to the store, get to the gym. Why is home so special?
Because in English grammar, when home is used with a verb of movement like go, come, get, travel, drive, it acts like an adverb, not a noun.
An adverb.
Yes. It describes where you are going, like the words here or there. You wouldn't say I'm going to here. You just say I'm going here. Home works the same way. It doesn't need the preposition to.
So the rule is, I go home, I come home, I get home, I drive home.
Exactly. Never to home, just home. It's one of those little rules you just have to memorize.
Okay, a crucial tip. So Ting Jun gets home, he walks to the door, drops his keys in the bowl. What's the vibe? What's he doing now?
The vibe is unwinding.
Unwind. That is a beautiful word.
It really is. Think of a clock or a toy that has been wound up tight all day. The spring is full of tension. That's your stress. When you get home, you let the spring go loose. You unwind.
Or more casually, you chill out.
Chill out is the casual version. I'm just going to chill out on the sofa tonight.
And what does that unwinding process look like physically?
Step one, for most people, is changing clothes. You change into something comfortable.
Right, you get out of the work clothes.
You get out of the uniform and you change into sweatpants, a t-shirt, pajamas, whatever.
Step two.
Step two is usually the phone. The endless scrolling.
Scrolling, that relentless motion of the thumb going up and up and up.
We even have a new term for it, doom scrolling. That's when you're specifically looking at bad news for hours and can't stop.
That's a very modern problem. But yeah, usually it's just checking social media.
Right. And then step 3 is often the TV. But we don't just watch one episode anymore, do we?
Oh no. Those days are long gone. Now we binge watch.
Binge watch.
To binge on something means to do it excessively, to an extreme. You can binge on food, on drink.
And now on TV shows. If Ting Jun watches 4 or 5 episodes of a series in one sitting, he is binge watching.
It sounds kind of unhealthy when you explain it like that.
It's a modern vice for sure.
But in the middle of all this chilling out, he needs to eat dinner.
Right. So if he has energy, he cooks dinner. But if he's feeling tired and lazy after a long day,
he orders takeout.
Yes, or orders in. Takeout is food you order from a restaurant, and either you pick it up or it's delivered to your door. Let's just order takeout tonight. I'm too tired to cook.
And then, after the meal comes the worst part of the day. The chore.
Doing the dishes.
No, the verb we use here is do.
Do the dishes.
Yes. Do is the main verb for many household chores. You do the laundry, you do the dishes, you do the housework, you do the shopping.
We rarely make chores. We do them.
Right. I have to do the dishes, is the phrase.
I hate doing the dishes.
That's why the dishwasher is one of the greatest inventions of all time. Absolutely true. Okay. The kitchen is clean. The day is almost done. It's maybe 11:00 p.m. The lights are getting low. We're approaching the end of the cycle.
The bedtime routine. And I think there are 3 distinct stages here that learners often mix up or use incorrectly.
Okay, stage 1.
Stage 1 is get ready for bed. This is the preparation. It's all the actions you do before getting into the bed itself.
So brushing your teeth again, washing your face, putting on pajamas, locking the doors, setting the alarm for the next morning.
Exactly. All of that is getting ready for bed.
Okay, stage 2.
Stage 2 is go to bed. This is the physical movement. You walk into the bedroom, pull back the covers, and you get into the physical bed. You are now in bed.
But you might not be sleeping.
You might not be sleeping at all, which brings us to stage 3.
Which is?
Fall asleep. This is the biological switch. It's the moment your brain shuts off and you lose consciousness.
So Ting Jun can go to bed at 11:00 p.m.
Yeah.
But he might not fall asleep until 11:30 because he's thinking about all the new English vocabulary he learned today.
Exactly. Or, more likely, because he's scrolling on his phone in the dark, which you should not do.
Don't do that, Ting Jun. It's bad for your sleep hygiene.
It is.
So, wow, we have walked through an entire day. But we need to look under the hood a little bit. What is the grammatical engine that's been driving all of these sentences we've been using? What tense is this?
We have been using the present simple tense almost exclusively.
The present simple. Why not the present continuous? Why don't we say Ting Jun is waking up at 7 there?
Because we are not describing what is happening right now in this moment. We are talking about a routine, a habit, a fact of his life.
Something that happens regularly.
Yes. When something happens every day, or usually, or sometimes, or never, we use the present simple. He wakes up, he takes the bus, he works. It describes a general truth.
So if I say he's taking the bus, that means he is on the bus right now, this one specific time.
Correct. But if I say he takes the bus, it means that is his normal method of transport to work. It's his routine.
And there is one golden rule in the present simple that trips everyone up. Every single learner.
The third person S.
The dreaded S.
Yeah.
The little snake sound at the end of the verb.
It's so easy to forget, but so important for sounding natural. For I, you, we, and they, the verb is normal. I wake, you wake, we wake, they wake.
Bye.
But for he, she, and it, you must add an S. He wakes, she wakes, it wakes.
You have to hear that hiss. He gets up, she eats breakfast, he goes to work.
If you drop that S, you might sound a little bit like a caveman. you wake up now. People will understand you, of course, but it's not grammatically correct.
It's one of those small things that makes a huge difference in fluency. Now, a routine isn't a robot schedule. It varies from day to day.
Yeah.
How do we express that variation in English?
This is where we use our best friends, the adverbs of frequency.
The ladder of frequency. I love these. Let's climb down the ladder together. Let's start at the top 100% of the time.
That would be always. He always brushes his teeth before bed. No exceptions.
Okay. Maybe not 100%, but most of the time. Say 80 or 90%.
Then you would use, usually or normally. He usually brings a packed lunch, but sometimes he forgets.
What about right in the middle? 50-50.
That's sometimes or occasionally. He sometimes buys coffee on his way to work.
Getting less frequent now. Maybe 10%.
Now you're in the territory of rarely or hardly ever. He rarely oversleeps because he has a very good alarm clock.
And finally, 0%, the absolute bottom of the ladder.
That is never, he never drinks breakfast.
I'm so glad that one stuck with you. So we have this great list of words. Now, where do we put them in the sentence? This is another tricky part.
It is. The general rule is that the adverb of frequency goes before the main verb.
So he usually eats breakfast. Not he eats usually breakfast.
Correct. She never runs in the morning. They sometimes watch a movie before the main action verb. But of course, there's an exception.
There's always an exception in English.
The exception is the most common verb of all. The verb to be, am, is, are, was, were.
What happens with to be?
With to be, the adverb goes after the verb, he is always late.
Not he always is late.
No, that sounds very unnatural, almost poetic. She is sometimes tired after work. They are never home before 7.
So that's the rule to remember. For action verbs, before. For the verb to be, after.
Exactly right.
Wow. We've covered a massive amount of ground here. We took Ting Zhen from the sound of the alarm clock all the way to the moment he falls asleep. We analyzed his commute, his lunch, his chores, and even his grammar.
It's a lot, but what's amazing is that this is the vocabulary of real life. If you can master these words and phrases, you can navigate almost any casual conversation in English. You can share your life.
So what's the big takeaway for our listeners? What should they do with all of this information now?
Well, I have a challenge.
Challenge. I like it. Let's hear it.
I want you, yes, you listening right now, to narrate your own day tomorrow. As you are actually doing things, I want you to say the English sentence in your head, or even out loud if you can.
Like you're the main character in a movie and there's a voiceover.
Exactly like that. When you step out of bed, you think to yourself, I'm getting up now. When you walk out the front door, think, I'm heading out. When you sit down on the bus, think, I am on the bus.
That is such a powerful way to learn. It's active learning.
It connects the vocabulary directly to the physical action in real time. That is how you burn it into your memory forever.
And maybe try to use 3 new words or phrases you learned from our deep dive today.
Yes. Maybe use unwind or commute or binge watch.
Or maybe try not to doom scroll.
Ideally not doom scrolling. But yes, use the words, make them a part of your own routine.
That's a great challenge. Well, this has been a true deep dive into something that felt so simple at the start. Who knew a daily routine was so complex?
Language is complex, but that's what makes it so much fun to explore. A routine isn't just a schedule, it's the vocabulary of your life. And, if you can describe your day, you can really share your life with others.
A beautiful thought to end on. Thank you, Ting Jun, wherever you are, for letting us borrow your day. And thank you to everyone listening. Go have a great day, describe it in English, and we will see you next time on The Deep Dive.
Goodbye, everyone.